And I will, you've got quorum, yes? So I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the Tuesday, May 10th, 2022 regular meeting of the Farmington Borough Planning Board. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. I'll read the notice as soon as I get it out, sorry. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Both adequate and electronic notice of this meeting has been provided by way of publication in the Hunterdon County Democrat and Courier News newspapers on or about March 17th, 2022. In addition, notice of the meeting was posted on the door of the Borough of Flemington Municipal Building located here at 38 Park Avenue, and any handicapped accessible entrances there too. Posted on the municipal website, provided to the municipal clerk and distributed to all persons, if any, requesting copies of same. This meeting is being recorded with both audio and video and may be rebroadcast. This meeting is a judicial proceeding, and any questions or comments must be limited to the issues that are relevant to what the board may legally consider in reaching a decision, and decorum appropriate to a judicial hearing must be maintained at all times. I will ask everyone please to rise as you can for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
To the flag
United
of the United States of America,
to
and
the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God,
indivisible.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can call the roll.
Mayor Driver and Mr. Parker are excused. Mr. Campion
Here.
is here remotely. Mr. Dashna,
Here
Mrs. Engelhardt
is not here yet.
is not here yet. She's running a little late. Mr. Cook
Here.
is here remotely. Mr. Bunting
Here.
is in person. Ms. Giffen
Here.
is in person. Ms. Weitzman
Here.
Mr. Hill.
Here.
We're both here remotely. Mr. Levitt is excused. Ms. Kaczynski here. And Mr. Clerico, Ms. McManus, and Mr. Troutman are all excused.
All right, thank you. We do have quorum. We're good to go. We have a very light agenda this evening. As always, the first is for a period for public comments. If I do not see anyone on remote, does anyone wish to say anything? All right, seeing none, we didn't get anything by
No.
mail or email or any of the rest of it, that's fine. All right, the mayor is not here to give mayor comments. The council member is not here to give council comments. Like I said, this is gonna be a quick meeting. HPC, I do not see the chair of the HPC, nor were there any HPC resolutions that I saw.
No.
All right. Minutes from our last meeting were circulated, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Can I get a motion and any discussion on the minutes?
So moved by me. Second Cook.
No, sorry, Todd, she beat you.
In person trumps virtual.
We drove here.
Are there any corrections or discussion? All right, roll call.
Mr. Bunting,
Yes.
Ms. Giffen,
Yes.
Mr. Campion,
Yes.
Mr. Dashna,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Ms. Weitzman,
Yes.
and Mr. Hill.
I was absent.
So he'll abstain, all right. All right, item 6 on the agenda is developer escrow and surety bond funds return for 70 Church Street, block 39, lot 3, also known as the Spice Factory. So, what's up?
The Spice Factory was sold. So the new owners are continuing on with site plan compliance and review of the plans. They have posted new escrow. So
They have done that already.
they have done that. We received that check. And in those emails, it came to light that there were 3 accounts that have some money from the old owners. So one is a site plan escrow, which is about let's see, about $3,800. The other 2, I believe, they're categorized as. So for the site plan escrow, I've contacted all of the board professionals, there is no outstanding invoices on the site plan escrow right now. The other two are bonds, I've been working with the clerk, and we've forwarded that to the municipal engineer for review and approval of those, return of those, and that's more of a council function. But at least the board is aware that, you know, that this is going on.
So so at this point procedurally, we need to have you tell the borough clerk that there are no, that our professional bills have been paid, right? We have to-
Yes,
Okay,
right, it's simply an email to the clerk.
okay.
Or.
Do you need a vote from
or-
us? Do you need a vote from us on the record for that?
Yeah,
It's a
but
return of money, so I would make it a vote.
Okay, so I need a motion to direct, we'll do a motion and then we'll have discussion. So the motion is to direct the board secretary to inform the municipal clerk that for the site planned escrow, there are no outstanding invoices from our board's professionals. And then council can act on it and leave it as like that.
and yeah, they would pass a resolution to return those funds.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a motion to do that.
So moved, Hill.
Sorry, Jim, you're gonna second it because Karen's.
Well, okay.
Right, give her the-
Show up late, that's where it happens.
All right, so now is there any more discussion?
Well, my question is, the escrow is just a direct replacement, is it? We've got one from the new people and we're just giving it the old owners back. But is this is for the updated site plan that came before us for the expansion that didn't get done yet? Is this correct? This is that
That's what I
site?
believe,
I
yes.
believe so, they have,
Right,
they're in compliance review for the most current resolution.
Todd,
Bob and Beth have been both looking at
Okay.
those.
Todd, can you weigh in maybe on what, just to remind us who weren't around, like what was that? The most recent approvals for what?
The most recent approval for the Spice Factory, I'm assuming, Kara, that this is for the actual building itself, not the supplemental building that he was gonna build in the back, because they have a multiple set of approvals. They have approvals to add a floor on top of the existing Spice Factory building and convert all the upper floors to residential, adding balconies and like loft, like a rooftop loft on the existing building. And then they also have an approval for that entire new building in the back that's gonna have parking underneath and 3 floors above. So I don't know if they sold the whole property as a package or if it's just for the existing building.
And I'm not sure about that either. I know I was involved in a meeting, kind of like a pre-app meeting, where they were trying to figure out some changes. I'm not sure where they've ultimately landed on that, but I guess Bob and Beth have been in discussions with them. So once the application comes before the board, we'll see exactly what it is that they're looking to do.
Okay,
But in any event, the old escrow posted by the prior owner can be released. This is new escrow that's already been posted, which I wanted to make sure of,
Yes.
for the professionals to review this application, along with any application fees that they may need for amended site plan approval, new variances. et cetera.
Right, no new application has been submitted,
Yes.
but
but we
They
need
did
to pay our
post-
professionals.
they did post escrow to pay the professionals to review the with compliance.
Okay,
Yeah, I would assume it's the whole property because we would have had to have seen some kind of subdivision or something, right? I mean, so it has to.
well, I mean, that was my question, Todd. It was a single lot and block for the whole property?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Jim says yes?
I think so.
Yeah.
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 Well, it
It
says
says-
here, it says block, yeah. block
Yes,
plan.
but the question was, is that rear piece a separate lot and block? If
it's
it was-
currently part of the car park, so we're basically gonna take up part of the car park
Yeah,
and build onto it. And then
okay,
we're
okay.
taking some of the front car park and changing these.
So they're making some changes, they're gonna bring that before the board, when they do that, we'll be able to see what they're proposing to do. But yeah, the new escrow has been posted so that the professionals can take a look at it, and then
Okay.
once they file, they'll start from scratch.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Any further discussion or questions?
Well, going back to it, I guess this is a question for Cara, that all the agreements that we had with the old owner, they transfer over with that agreement with the site, within the plan that's agreed.
So when we say agreements, what agreements?
Well,
are we
I'm
referring to?
particularly remembering, and this was something that Susan and I were really concerned about, is that when they did the original Spice Factory work,
Mhm.
they had an agreement not to finish the car park, and they delayed it, and Susan got very angry about how long it had taken. And we put that into that site plan agreement, that the car park would be finally done. And so my concern is that does that agreement get lost in this transfer, or is that part of the site plan agreement at that point?
So when you say agreement, I don't think this was a redevelopment area.
No, there's,
Okay,
it's just
so it's
site
a
plan approval.
resolution.
It's a resolution.
So in
site
the
plan approval.
resolution, that's what I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
we're not talking redevelopment agreement, we're talking
No.
resolution in a, if the new owners want to take advantage of that prior site plan approval, they're gonna have to comply with all the conditions that are in that site plan approval. Otherwise, when they come back before the board for amendments, they can ask for relief from those conditions, but
Okay.
they'd have to go through the process in order to do
But
that.
your question is that site plan carries with the property, even if
Right.
it's been sold, and that is true.
Correct,
Everything, okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? All right, so let's just call roll.
Ms. Giffen,
Yes.
Mr. Hill,
Yes.
Mr. Campion,
Yes.
Mr. Dashna,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Budney.
Yes.
Ms. Weitzman,
Yes.
thank you. I will forward that to.
So it's Sally and we're good. All right, thank you. We're moving right along here. Chair items. So let's, a few things. Our next meeting is May 24th. We definitely have received, I'm correct, we received from Captiva updated everything and did they make their deadline to do this?
Yes.
Everything's good, okay?
Yes, the
Okay,
deadline would be this Friday,
okay.
so,
So
and
we,
everything is posted on the website as well.
okay,
We have sets of plans here of the revised plans, stormwater management and the OEM manual and architectural plans. So if anybody would like to take one that is here, take them home, or if somebody would like to stop by, I will leave them in my office so that they can pick them up. But the electronic files went out today as well.
okay, so we're all good for that, and I will tell you that that will be the majority of the meeting on the 24th. I mean, I don't know if there's any HPC stuff coming in, I don't know if there's any other items coming in, I don't know if council's gonna have any things for us to comment on, but the bulk of the meeting is gonna be the continuation of Captiva.
Yeah, no other applications have been submitted at this
Right.
point, and it's 2 weeks away from
Right.
the next meeting.
So there is one that I know is coming and that I did want to mention for the record, and we'll get into this again. So many of you know that the church at New York and Broad has an annex in the back that they are under a agreement, I don't know legally what the structure is, with Family Promise of Hunterdon County to use that space for their activities, for Family Promise to use that activities. We got a letter from Steve Grunberg, who is the attorney who is representing Family Promise, I believe, or the church or both of them. There will be an application for a use variance coming.
something, we're not quite sure exactly what it's gonna be for, but.
It feels like there's gonna at least be a use variance as part of it, but we don't know exactly because he hasn't submitted what's going on. So clearly that's not gonna happen for the meeting for the 24th, but it will happen at a meeting subsequent to that at June or whenever, whenever that gets done. Mr. Grunberg knows our calendars and I'm not worried about Steve, taking care of that stuff. However, I will say for the record here, I will recuse myself from any participation about anything about this application. My long-term partner is an employee of Family Promise, and I think that's no secret to anybody. So I will recuse from any discussion about that. Susan is an adjacent property owner to the church. She lives on Broad Street there. If it turns out to be a use variance, obviously the mayor and Mr. Parker would not be participating in that as well. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is I want everybody on the board to check and make sure that you don't have a conflict with the church, Family Promise, or any other entity that might be involved with that.
The distance.
200 feet distance, you're probably okay, but check.
Only if we go into circuitous route,
You
if
should-
we go as the crow flies, I'll have to check.
So we have to check. So so Karen's got to check. Todd, you may have to check.
We'll get the 200-foot list.
We'll get the
included with
200-foot list once they apply.
Sounds close
I
to
think
me.
Steve already has the 200.
Does
he have it already? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, I'm just saying this because, one, if I'm out and Susan's out, if Todd's out, and you might be out, you're gonna chair or something maybe, or you may be, I don't know, right? We have to.
Depends when this is coming on the calendar.
Well, so I'm just asking everyone on the board to make sure that we don't have conflicts, because if there are,
We need a quorum.
we need a quorum.
Yeah.
And if it's a
And we
variance
need
application,
7. We need-
and we need 7 because it might be a use
Ideally.
variance.
Well, we don't need, the way it works
Yeah.
is you're entitled to 7.
Right.
Because 7 on the board adjustment, you need 5.
Right.
So technically,
And then there is, believe it or not, case law and regs about if there isn't actual quorum, ranking and prioritizing the conflicts of interest. And this is why we pay the attorney to walk through all of that. I will be pretty clear that because I'm involved with someone who's an employee of one of the applicants, I'm definitely out, right? So that's very
Susan's
clear.
definitely.
And Susan's next door neighbor, so she's definitely out, and then we'll talk about the rest. But I just want, I'm just putting this out there, not only for the board to just start thinking about this. But obviously, if anyone's watching the recording, just for the record, you know, we're gonna be very careful of making sure that all
Yeah,
that's.
right now,
taken care
that
of.
would be, with Karen, it would be 7. If you're not, then there would be
That makes
6.
Yeah.
Eligible,
Alright, so I think
if
we
that
should-
we know,
Yeah.
without anybody else.
we should reiterate it when the application comes in, make sure everybody checks for whoever's not here. And I think whoever's not here is probably out anyway, but let's.
Right, so I just, because I know this one's coming, I just wanted to lay it out there and give us enough time. I don't want us, worst case, I would hate for us to be at a hearing and discover a conflict. So that's why I'm setting this out here
Sure.
now.
And also then those of us who don't have a conflict have to be available.
Have to be available, and we have the remote option. I want people to understand. I
Right.
know this will probably be over the summer, people need travel, please, we have Zoom. You know, we might as well,
Yeah.
you know, utilize that.
Sure.
We wanna be able to hear something in a timely way, as we would for all applications, so. That was the second chair item I had. The third thing, I did ask, I asked Beth to give us a quick update on master plan, and most of the preliminary work has been done. She sent an email to me earlier this afternoon. The preliminary background work that's really been on her firm's work is done, and she's gonna have a convening of the subcommittee probably in the next few weeks, and we're almost ready to come to the board for some of those next conversations. So a lot of the prelim work is that always happens, but you know, office work and research stuff is moving right along. So I did want to provide that update. Other than that, Bob didn't have anything, Jay didn't have anything for me to share out. I did want to pass that along. And I think that's it. I've got other chair items. Do you have anything else that we need to be aware of coming up?
No, there's just been a couple of technical review committees that have met with Skylar Bird with the 144 Main Street and the Central Station at 37 Mine. So they have scheduled some test pits. They're going to submit some additional escrow and have coordinated with Bob to do that prior to submitting anything, so.
Yeah, I was on both of those, and I think both of those are moving forward nicely, so we'll hope to get applications from. I know that Skylar wants to move forward, so I anticipate we'll get that sometime probably in June, and it feels like,
So,
hope so, and the one at 37 Mine was a little bit. Need a little bit more work done, but they got some really good feedback from Susan and myself, at a review committee, so I think that, and they want to do something they feel like will fit in, so I think that's good, so. All right, anybody else have anything? No, anyone remotely? Turn this camera on so you can all see my big forehead, so. No? I do want to, for the record, congratulate Hannah again on the birthday for a little while. There was sort of off camera just a little bit, but nearby. All right, item 8 is bills. Bills were circulated earlier today.
yes.
Can I get a motion to audit the bills?
was gonna give Brian a chance, but
I was leaving Todd, giving Todd the chance.
No,
Yeah, no, I was on my last one. Sorry, I was scrolling. Yeah, I can make a motion that we audit the bills.
Bud needs seconds.
Any discussion on the bills? Roll, please.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. Budney,
Yes.
Mr. Campion,
Yes.
Mr. Dashna,
Yes.
Ms. Giffen,
yes,
Ms. Weitzman,
Yes.
and Mr. Hill.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Kara, do you have a professional report?
No,
Do we have a need to go into executive session?
we do not.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Yeah.
Go give it to Jim and let Buddy second, that works. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.